Hello and welcome to today's June 25th daily news report, as well as ongoing stimulus check package information video. If you're a subscribed member of my community, then welcome back. And if you're not, consider subscribing right now so I can keep you up to date on what's going on in Washington, D.C., what's going on in the U.S. economy, money, investing, and much, much more. All right. Now, remember, don't fall for scammers that are using my face and name to try to get you to text them about money, investing, or your taxes. Those are scammers. Don't fall for it. Also, as we go into the weekend, make sure to follow the link below to sign up to be one of the winners of over $3,000 in prizes and cash. Because of generous sponsors, Casey and I have been able to give away over $5,000 this month to help people in our community with bills and other things. So make sure to sign up for that. I'd also like to thank today's video sponsor, Fubo TV, and I'll tell you more about how to save money with them later in this video. All right, now, according to a hearing with Interior Secretary Deb Haaland, the Biden administration bought 6 million barrels of oil from Russia in the month of May, and 7 million barrels of oil from Russia in the month of June. So they shut down the Keystone Pipeline and removed 45,000 jobs in America, then removed sanctions to allow Russia to build a pipeline in Europe, and then bought 13 million barrels of oil from a country the Biden administration has deemed as the most dangerous to the United States. What's going on? Like, what am I missing here? Meanwhile, gas prices have increased another 30 cents per gallon since I shared that the Biden administration bought 1 million barrels of oil from Iran for the first time since 1991. So I'm just really getting kind of confused because on camera, President Biden continues to say that we're going to buy from America first, but then buys oil from a country he has publicly said over and over again hacked our gas lines and government computer systems. So I'm not really sure why we're buying oil from our perceived enemies, and at the same time giving them oil rights while taking away American oil rights. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I read that this morning and it really kind of caught me off guard. Now, the IRS will likely be releasing the new IRS portal for kids' stimulus checks within the next week, so parents can update their address, children, marital status, income, and much, much more. Also, I know from looking at my YouTube analytics that many people that follow me are watching on mobile devices. When it comes to the IRS portal, the IRS is saying that you're going to have much better results if you can use a desktop or a laptop, as these updates and portals are coming out so quickly that they haven't been able to morph them into working on mobile platforms as well. So just something to be aware of. If you're struggling with the IRS websites, it could be because you're using a mobile phone versus a computer. Now, as of today, the only portals available for the child tax credit are the portal for non-filers and the portal to opt out of receiving the monthly children's checks. As soon as a portal opens for tax filers, I will definitely come on and let my community know. Now, a new report shows that 1 in 8 renters is behind on their rent for May or June or both. Now, according to a report on Newsweek, the massive wave of evictions coming at the end of July will either show that a fourth stimulus check is needed by 12 to 25 million Americans, or it will force the government to lighten requirements to access the $45 billion set aside for rent relief. I have a lot more to share with you about stimulus and Washington, D.C. news, but first let me tell you about today's video sponsor. I want to thank today's video sponsor, Fubo TV. Today, I want to tell my community about how to use Fubo TV to save money while getting access to all of your favorite shows and sports. Fubo TV comes with over 100 of your favorite TV channels. Channels like HGTV, Disney, ESPN, Newsmax, BET, and much, much more. Our family has loved watching the NBA playoffs on Fubo TV. And although we were disappointed that the Jazz lost, it was awesome to be able to watch each game using our Fubo TV app. With Fubo TV, you get to record your favorite shows and watch them when it's convenient for you. With sports back, you never have to miss another one of your favorite sports teams ever again. Lastly, Fubo TV costs about half as much as cable providers, and you don't have to rent one of those expensive, annoying cable boxes. Fubo TV is going to give my community a risk-free trial, so you can try it before you buy it. It only takes about 2 minutes to sign up, plus you'll get 15% off your first month. So head on over to FuboTV.com/Gardner to sign up right now. And to make it easy on you, I'm going to leave a link below. With President Biden agreeing to the physical infrastructure framework put forward by Republicans and Democrats for $1.2 trillion, Congress can now shift their focus over to what will be included in the American Families Plan. Bernie Sanders wants to jump this plan up to $6 trillion, which is an insanely high number. To give some context to everyone, this would be like everyone getting a third stimulus check of $1,400 15 times, or giving $21,000 to every American that qualified for a stimulus check. I mean, this number is just massive. So I don't know that they'll go that route, $6 trillion on top of the $1.2 trillion that they've already agreed to. That would be $7.2 trillion. So if Democrats can spend $2 trillion on the American Families Plan, or $4 trillion or $6 trillion, then there's certainly room for the 80 plus members of Congress that would like to insert a fourth stimulus check. Now, Pelosi says that she wants the plans in ASAP for a July 4th vote on what will be included in the American Families Plan. I believe next week we're going to see more and more of the 200 plus Democrats in Congress putting forward the plans that they would like to see in the American Families Plan. So we had to get this physical infrastructure done and settled so that they could start working on the American Families Plan. Now, this week, I read two pieces of news that I believe are fake or too narrowly focused or just not the best information. The first was an interview with the CEO of Bank of America, Brian Moynihan. He said he believes, based on deposits at his bank, that 65 to 70% of stimulus check money is just sitting at the bank. So he doesn't believe another check is needed. That was story number one. Another article said that 45% of all stimulus money went into the stock market, not into bills, not into spending, and not into reducing debt. This is according to Reuters News. So essentially, these two articles are trying to push this narrative that most Americans invested their money or just have it sitting at the bank. Now, it's articles like this that lead me to believe that a fourth stimulus check won't be issued for 167 million Americans, but I believe that it does push towards the idea that a fourth stimulus check to a more targeted group could absolutely happen. Now, remember last summer, we saw them put forward the idea of maybe people that make $45,000 or less should receive a stimulus check. So I believe that's what we're going to see, is something similar to that. Now, I personally don't believe that 70% of stimulus money is sitting at the bank. And I don't know that I believe that 45% of that money went into the stock market. If you add those two up, that's 115% of stimulus money. So just right away, the math is already over 100%. So I believe it's a narrative that is starting to be pushed. But again, the reality is 167 million Americans don't need a check, but 12 to 25 million still do. And so I'll continue to keep you updated on the progress being made in Washington, D.C. on your behalf. Now, before the pandemic, here's another thing that makes me believe that some of this isn't true. Before the pandemic, over 60% of Americans couldn't handle a $500 emergency, and over 60% of Americans were living paycheck to paycheck. So I doubt everyone is suddenly fine or not using the stimulus money on things that they need. So again, something about these articles is not matching up mathematically. By the way, I just want to say thank you guys so much for giving these videos a like. You gave my last video over 40,000 likes. I wanted to say thank you. I just love bringing you guys the news, and it helps me out on YouTube. So thank you so much. The IRS has announced that they are finally getting caught up on IRS tax filings. They are within 12 million returns of being done. So refunds should be hitting mailboxes and direct deposit bank accounts very, very soon. The IRS also announced that the average family saw a tax refund of $2,775 this year. We're being told that President Biden doesn't know whether he has the power to forgive student loan debt. And we've all been waiting to hear back from the head of the education department, Miguel Cardona. Yet just a few days ago, President Biden's team forgave 18,000 student loans for students that attended ITT Technical Institute. So maybe the power to forgive student loan debt is there, or maybe they're just being cautious, or maybe they're not going to fulfill their promise of forgiving $10,000 of student loan debt. I'm not really sure, but the fact that they just forgave 18,000 student loans leads me to believe that they do have the authority to forgive student loan debt. So we'll see what comes out of that. Now, continuing on with student loan forgiveness, Senator Warren is refusing to back one of President Biden's education department heads until he commits to forgiving a large amount of student loan debt. In the past, this nominee, James Cavall, has said there is a crisis in student lending, so it appears Senator Warren is trying to use that to her advantage to get student loan forgiveness. Warren recently sent a letter to the head of education, Miguel Cardona, demanding an update on his student loan forgiveness opinion. So far, Cardona has not responded to the letter. Now, I'll continue to keep you updated on what's going on with these student loan forgiveness situations, as over 40 million Americans would benefit from some level of student loan forgiveness. Vice President Kamala Harris is touring the Texas-Mexico border today. She is in El Paso, Texas. I'll be curious to see what, if any, policy shifts come out of this visit to the border. Lastly, those of you that have watched my stock and money videos, I noticed that PAA, or Plains All-American Pipeline, dropped today. So I placed my biggest amount of newly purchased shares early this morning and plan to swing trade this oil and gas stock as it bounces back towards what analysts on Wall Street have predicted. Analysts, as of right now, are still marking this as a good buy. And so I'll be buying and trading this baby all the way up to their projected number. To learn more about PAA, check out the video that I did earlier about that as you do your own research. But so far, the stocks that I've shared with you guys, they're all up and doing well. And this is one that I think has really, really good potential. But again, do your own research. Now, this is my update for today. As I know more, I will definitely come on and share more with you. Before you go, make sure to go sign up to be one of the winners of over $3,000 in prizes and cash. I can't wait to give away more of these amazing hats. And there will also be people that win $250 in cash to help with bills or food or whatever it is that you're needing assistance on. Also, make sure to check out Fubo TV before you go. It's a great way to be able to watch the shows that you want while at the same time saving about half on your entertainment bill. So now before you go, I just want to remind you that you are amazing. I really appreciate you being in my community. I enjoy bringing you the news, so I hope you enjoy receiving it. I'll see you on the next video.